Alright guys, it is finally that chapter of revisiting, chapter 7. Probably my favorite map in the whole game, in terms of how many times I farmed it. I think no, 2-1 has it beat, but chapter 7 is definitely a close, if not like tied second, by all means. So, chapter 7. What's so good about chapter 7? Let's talk about it and all the things it has to offer for. So chapter 7 has no unique introduction of anything. It's just a very good farm map overall for just one map in particular. So 7-1 here has nothing in particular. There's nothing significant about this. There are some planes here, but these planes are very negligible. The anti-air here is probably the worst gold anti-air in the game by far. It's not terrible, but like there's way better gold anti-air options compared to the pom-poms. That's what we called them back in the day, pom-poms. But nothing really drops here. I can go ahead and double check, but I don't think chapter 7 drops any, or 7-1 doesn't drop any like unique ship. Go ahead and double check for you guys quick. But from what I remember though, nothing in particular here. Yeah, it's just DD's Queen Elizabeth drops here. Can definitely gets ignored this map overall. But if we take a close look inside, map design wise, anything particular, pretty much nothing. It's unfortunate too because the next map is the one that's like super crazy. Yeah, this map right here, I think the boss spawns all the way in the far right corner right here. It obviously makes sense that spawns here. So it's not the worst map design. Like if you get a really good push and get something going, but I can definitely see like probably 1 or 2 bad spawns here that can definitely make people like really upset. So especially if you're running a 2 fleet combo, you're gonna have to move both fleets at the same time, and it's gonna suck because you're probably gonna get blocked one along the way. So map design wise, these choke points, not a fan of it by all means. Not. No. Terrible. Right? So, probably the most important map in this, and probably what I'm going to spend the most time talking on, 7-2 close combat. I've have way too many clears on this. I don't even know how many. If you guys watched me since like the beginning of Dawn, I spent way too many hours, way too many days, way too many years on this map. Essentially, I know this map like the back of my own hand. It is it is something else. This is probably my favorite or top 2 favorite maps in the whole game by all means. I have everything maxed out on ship searches or whatever. Everything here have like over 2,000 prints of each of these things here. Maybe this one, probably like 400, 500 right here, but I have a lot of these. So what makes 7-2 so good? Is it the item drops? Because there's some good stuff here. Probably one of the best free-to-play access or easy access anti-airs in the game. The Roombas, gold and purple are here, very good. Purple steam catapults are also here as well too, which are nice pickups. Purple barracudas, also a very nice plane to have for torpedo bombers for PvE grinding. So can't really go wrong with this map by all means. Ship drops, though there isn't anything spectacular here. Yorktown 2, or not, just Yorktown drops here, Yorktown 2. Alright, ship back in the day, definitely has seen age by all means, but there's some usage out of here. You guys want some early access farming, so. But that's not the main point. The main point as to why you want to farm this map is because this map is, I believe, the first introduction of 4 question mark node spawns. So if I remember it correctly, one spawns here, one spawns like somewhere over here, one spawns over here, and one spawns like right here or something. So I think you have to do like 3 fights and all spawns. Like you do 1 sortie, 1 spawn somewhere over here, you do another one, another spawn somewhere else, and do your 3rd one, 2 more spawns over here. So the strategy before was you do 3 clears, you get your question mark notes, and you leave. That's what I was doing for about the first 2 years of the game. That's the most efficient way of doing this. But over time, with the introduction of oil caps, oil nerfs, the method now is basically full clear. You don't have to because there's way better maps now. But with all the nerfs and changes, the 3 kill and 4 question mark method doesn't really work anymore because you're better off doing something else. I mean, it can still work. Nothing really changed too much aside from the oil cap changes, so you don't get oil back when you retire something. So it's not as good as back then, but you can definitely get value out of it. But if I were you though, if you're like new, getting into farming or whatever, purple plates are very, very important. You might as well just do 5 full clears. Now, one of the big things here is that there are 6 sorties total, 5 normal battles and 1 boss battle. This is one of the longer maps in the campaign at this stage in the game. Like, if you guys don't know, 8-4 is 4 mobs and then the boss, and 7-2 is 5 mobs and then the boss. It's kind of weird, I know. But because of the rewards you get from 7-2, it's understandable. There's 4 question mark notes. You can get a lot of neat stuff. Coins, dorm food, some like plates and stuff as well too. But the most important thing back in the day was coins, because before the oil cap, coins was very, very hard to get, and it's probably like one of the best maps in the game to get it oil per coin wise. So it was very, very good. But simple map, you just pick something, attack it, and then grab your question mark notes. I'll just do 1 clear for you guys, and it's very, very simple. So probably up until I think like late 2020 is when people stopped doing this, but I still do this periodically, because if I'm trying to like get a UR ship maxed out affinity really, really fast, I usually come to 7-2, because sometimes I get some coins from question mark nodes or dorm food for my troubles, which is basically coins. If you guys don't know, you can buy dorm food oil. So if I get dorm food drops, I count that as oil essentially. So that's how I see it. But such a comfort map for me. I know it's like the back of my own hand. Question mark node spawns here. You would go ahead and grab this, and then you grab another mob, attack that, and then you do the same thing. Now, initially this was a pain map to farm, because if you guys don't know, even back then for like the first 2 years, randomly you get random encounters. There wasn't this like whole like if you guys have a certain like power, like I guess airspace level or whatever, you can avoid mobs altogether. There was mobs and random encounters every single time, and it really, really sucked. It wasn't until much later on, I think like probably like the past 1 or 2 years, we have this airspace or air supremacy. You can ignore that altogether. Why is the game so laggy right now? I don't even know. But back then though, you probably get some random encounters, and it really, really sucks. So that's why the meta back then was to run a lot of DDs when you farm 7-2, because you're gonna get random encounters, and when you have DDs, your detection gauge isn't as high, so you won't likely proc those random encounters to do more sorties, spend more oil, and be less efficient. So that's essentially why people ran DDs back in the day, and why this map is much, much better compared to like when it first came out. I think the prime time of 7-2 was when before the oil cap came out, so like somewhere before late 2020, and right after they add the introduction of airspace to make it so there's no random encounterments as you do 7-2. So I think a good like 1 year, so like the middle, like the first half of 2020 to like maybe late 2019 was a very, very good time to farm 7-2. If you guys have been watching me for years now, like I streamed 7-2 on Twitch a lot on actually back in the day. I did 7-2 on stream probably every single day, and I just farmed this map like nonstop. It was crazy, but love this map a lot. Have so many clears on this map, or half clears, I guess, but still a lot of clears in general as well too. One of my favorite maps in the game by far. 7-3. I don't know much about this map. I probably don't even have I don't have all the ship drops here. If we go down the list right here, anything particular drops? Probably nothing. Like Renown, Vestal's nice pickup, but nothing particularly amazing here. If you guys didn't get the 410 from chapter 6, you can pick it up here as well too. But if you look at map design though, go inside real quick and look. I don't think it was like a spectacular map. Like this map is this reminds me of 6-2. You can spawn right here. I think I can spawn right here if I recall correctly. Yeah, it could be like here in the corner or right here. There's choke points. You're forced to do extra sorties. It sucks. So this is also a reason why like 7-2 is it's too good, and it's just too good of a map. Like 7-2 makes up chapter 7. Because these maps here are absolutely horrendous. The boss will spawn over here too, so if you get one spawn over here, good luck with that. Overall, it's kind of whatever. I also do think it spawns 4 question mark nodes as well too. 7-3 has like one over here, one like something over here, and like one over here somewhere. It can definitely spawn 4 question mark maps as well too. The issue is that, again, map layout is horrendous. Left side, right side on the bottom is horrendous. Top side here as well too. The top left one is free because it's not as choke pointy, but these other spots, horrendous. This is map layouts awful. Hate it a lot. But yeah. And 7-4, the ship drop here was Hosha. I got her very, very early if I recall correctly, so I got very lucky there. Like, threat level is medium right here. Like, whew. Pretty happy about getting her at a decent decent rate right there. And drops right here, we have the purple Sea Fangs, purple SG radars, and the Quints for auto farming. Not terrible drops here for a new player, so definitely can go ahead and farm here. But mainly you're here for Hosha because she is a unique drop from 7-4, and that's why people want to farm her, because collection stuff. Pretty much that's why. And if we were to go into 7-4, map design layout, I don't think it was like super bad compared to other ones. But boss can spawn in the top left, I think, top right, and somewhere in the middle, I think. Somewhere right here. And there's also question mark nodes somewhere here too, I think. Oh yeah, bottom left corner has 2 question mark nodes. So it's not the worst map design. Better than 7-1 and better than 7-3. That's for all by all means. But 7-2 though, can't even come close. Also, another thing about 7-2 is that if we were to go back real quick, there's also ammo node 7-4. The boss always spawns in the middle. That's one thing I forgot to say. If you guys don't know, boss always spawns on this coordinate right here. So if you want to back then prematurely move your boss fleet on top of this, so like for example, if I were to play like back then, I'll go ahead and move the boss fleet right here, and then I'll go ahead and just farm if you're doing full clears. But back then though, we didn't do full clears, so there's no need to do that. But that's how you basically do it. So that is chapter 7 for you guys. Nothing much about this map for most of them, but 7-2 does make a good portion of chapter 7 by all means. Multiple people here have been farming this map in particular for very long time in the early stages of Azur Lane's life. To this very day though, not people it has aged quite a bit, so people don't farm here as much anymore aside from like special occasions, like me in particular for UR ships. But the early stages of Azur Lane though, this is basically our home. It was very good oil to coin efficiency and nice drops. And it just gives nice rewards. Storm food, coins. It's a very nice map to farm in general. So, loved it a lot. Anyways, though, that's chapter 7 for you guys. Hope you all enjoyed the video. Thank you guys for watching as always. And I will see you guys in the next one.